I think it's especially important. I was just talking to a buddy that was out of state about this, that he says he doesn't even try to keep up with those relationships that aren't near him. He focuses primarily on the guys that are around him, while he's away at school or whatever. And there's value in that, right? The point is that you're investing in friendships. The best ones are the ones that are close, that in proximity to you, because the guys you live with or whatever. Man, that nicotine is hitting hard. It's the first one this morning. Because those are the ones that have the most impact on you. They're quite literally there for you physically. But and then obviously maybe coming in second is the ones that have known you the longest. Ideally you invest in both, you know? But where was I going with that? I get sidetracked all the time. But yeah, it's here's what I was saying. It's about those little investments. So today, I called a buddy. We talked last night, and he's in another state, and I don't see him that much, but he's a really important friend. And I was in this scenario where we had started talking for not we had been talking maybe half an hour, but usually I try to get longer phone calls in, and I was working on some stuff, so but I was still talking, while I was working. I was like, this is better than nothing. Maybe that's not true, but then we were just talking in my room on the phone for a while, and then my two roommates, especially one, wanted to watch a movie, and he was saying, whatever. And what I did was I kept talking with my buddy for a while, but I thought to myself, I've got a scenario here where I have a friendship, guy I live with, that is extremely important to me, because right now we're living together. We've got each other's back. This friendship's important to me. Then I've got a friend that his friendship has been really important to me over the years, and it still really is. But he's also in another state, right? And I was pulled. I was like, man, do I just hang up? That'd be really rude. But also, do I talk to, him the rest of the night and ignore my roommate? Um, this is a one-off scenario. One thing, one decision here is not going to make or break it, but it's that fight, And what I did was we decided, I'm going to hang up with him, going to watch the movie, hang out with my roommate tonight, and I was able to, schedule a call with this guy again tonight, later tonight on his drive back from work. So I'm kind of trying to get both of those in. And I think that was the best thing I could have done, right? And yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy keeping those friendships up. Like my friend that visited, I couldn't really hunt that day, or I couldn't hunt as much as I wanted, and I missed out on a Bible study with some other friends. But this guy's only in town a couple times a year. I rarely get to see him. Um, so by, having him over, I was missing out on this Bible study with these other guys. And that was a tough call too. And I'm still wondering, like, man, did I make the right choice there? But I think the point is that we try our best to invest in those relationships over time with the people we've known for a while and the people that are most imminent to us right now, that are living with us, that are in our social circle right now. And I think also another key point, investing, making it a priority, and then also saying to heck with women, as far as if I'm not romantically interested in you, why am I texting you? Why are we talking? I've done this before with other girls, and if we don't become a thing, um, this relationship is not beneficial to me, or not nearly as much as the guy relationships in my life. And everything's an opportunity cost, right? If we had unending time, we could invest in every person in our lives. We can invest a ton of time and effort into them, but we can't. So you have to choose. And then time I invest with this girl, that's a friend and we kick it sometimes and whatever, um, that's taking away from time that I could be investing in spending with other guys. And to me, I don't see the point in doing that. I wasn't even originally supposed to talk about this, but yeah, I don't, gotta spend time with your mom. Your mom shows you that unconditional love that you won't get from, maybe you'll get from your wife, but even then that's debatable, right? Because that kind of hinges on respect and provision. Once she doesn't respect you and that provision goes out the door, we see, majority of all divorces are initiated by women. So her love seems unconditional now, but it may not be later if you don't keep up your end of the bargain and she doesn't respect you anymore. That relationship's built on respect. But your mom, I mean, she birthed you, you're part of her. So she's going to show that unconditional love even if you're a failure and living in her basement. So, your mom went through pain to bring you into this world and she went through a lot to raise you. So you want to keep up with that, right? You want to keep up with that. And then your sisters, it's also a unique scenario, but there's been many times where I've prioritized guys in my life over my sisters and I got a lot of flack for it. But as fantastic as my sisters are, they're both married now and I am not their priority. And I'm very thankful that I didn't spend all my time with them, focus on them, and neglect the guys in my life, because the guys, my male friendships they're the ones that are here for me now, right? And yeah, just in my experience, I don't think friendships with women are worth it. I don't think they're very beneficial at all. They're not. It's not bad to have some type of surface level friendship where but do you need to be keeping up with them? Not really. I don't think so. Especially if it's taking away from your friendships with the guys in your life. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's good. Everything I've experienced has said that that's true. It's affirmed that theory. And now I'm starting to hear from other guys similar things, of realizing that. But yeah, invest in those friendships with those guys. You're gonna need them at some point if you don't need them now. And it takes a lot of effort. It does. And you'll learn, if you're humble, you'll learn. You'll learn, how have I been a bad friend? How could I improve? How could I compromise if I'm living with the guy, right? Yeah, how can I compromise? I'm not the perfect one here. There's parts of me that are hard to live with. I learned that. I've been living with guys for the last, 8 years, something like that, in college and since college. And I've learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about what it takes. It takes compromise. It takes, it's not my way or the highway. That's a poor way to live. I don't think it's even really possible to live with someone cordially for a very long time if you're not willing to compromise. And that takes humility too, because that's realizing, hey, you know what? I don't see the sense in this, living like this, living in this way. They've got this thing they do that really pisses me off. But that's like, we're not very good at self-awareness, I think, as humans. So we don't see all our flaws, and I don't think we ever will see all of them. So we have to just understand on a deep level that there are things I'm not seeing about myself because I'm so used to myself, because I've grown up with myself. There's things that I'm so used to because I've been around it for so long that it may seem normal to me, but it may not be that normal, or it may be hard to live with, or it may be annoying at times. And you know what? You don't have to know all those things. You don't have to know them perfectly. You just have to know they exist. So that when your friend or your roommate or your buddy gets perturbed at something, just know that it may be legitimate. So that when someone, you know, when they do something or when they don't do something, don't judge them so harshly. Because think about all the things you don't see that you do the same thing. You do the very same thing, and just being aware of that and having some humility and being forgiving and being willing to compromise. You know, invest in those friendships. Don't worry so much about your friendships with women. Just don't. Yeah, I would say not. And that's my opinion, but I think I'm right. So, yeah, invest in those friendships.